What if our police force was a bunch of fish? Well, that's what we are looking at tonight. Fish Police, the American adult animated series, based on the comic book series of the same name. It only lasted for one season with 6 episodes in 1992, but 3 episodes never aired in America due to low ratings. We follow Inspector Gill as he solves various crimes beneath the ocean. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at the first few episodes. First up we have the shell game. So we arrive at some club as there is an outline of a dead fish. Gill arrives as the reporters ask questions. Gill introduces himself as the medics take a look at the body. Gill inspects the chalk outline, then the body itself as it reeks. He talks to the doctor as the doctor shows off everything the body was hit with. The doctor gets sarcastic as a taxi then arrives and causes chaos on the scene. The crab driver gets out to open the door for Angel Jones, the singer at the club. Gill fancies her as she checks out the dead body. Angel heads off as Gill says she used to work for him. Angel gets grabbed into the club as the crab driver says Carl Amari is in on it. The crab gets a ticket on his taxi as he gets very angry. Gill calls his friend Tad as he tells him what to do with the evidence. So Gill tries to enter the club, but the bouncer won't let him in. Gill says he is his favorite bouncer as he wants to talk to Carl Amari. Gill spots something on the floor as he spots finprints. He calls Tad again as he collects the evidence. So Carl Amari is going into his lair with his bouncer as he is talking about his bartender Lobster, who is tied up. They threaten to boil him in water. So at some diner we get introduced to Pearl as Gill says she is smart and wants a husband. Gill says they like each other as they have had an on and off relationship for the last 5 years. Pearl lists everything she knows about Gill as they then get into an argument. All of a sudden the crab arrives as he is angry at someone. He reads the paper as Gill asks about Angel. Crab says he wouldn't be able to walk sideways for a month if he thought about her. He says Clam's Casino used to work with Carl Amari. Crab starts to suggest Angel is the prime suspect as he reveals she was his ex. Gill says Angel was great when she was working with him. Pearl is unimpressed as Gill makes an excuse to leave. He kisses Pearl as at the police station Goldie is answering a call. They say their husband is dead as Goldie doesn't believe them. So Tad arrives to deliver Detective Catfish his latest undercover outfit as he puts it on. Tad says he is a great officer. Chief Abalone is in his office drinking away as he then chokes on his cigar. He reads away as Gill turns up. Abalone is annoyed that Gill has turned up late for work again. He is very cranky as no one likes him cranky. Gill understands as he heads back to his office. He wants some coffee as Tad has it on hand ready for him before he has even asked. He hands over the file as Catfish then says Angel's finprints were found on all the weapons that attacked Clam. Gill says Angel isn't guilty as all the other officers disagree with him. He keeps repeating that him and Angel are just friends as Carl Amari arrives at the police station. He heads into Abalone's office as Gill enters the room as well. Abalone wants to know about the dead ex-partner as Carl Amari wants his lawyer. A shark busts in and starts arguing for Carl Amari. He pulls out a picture of Angel as he talks about Angel's earrings and how one was found at the murder scene. Gill is stunned the shark knows this. Carl Amari says he got the earrings for Angel as they then leave. Abalone says it must be Angel as Gill says someone is trying to frame her. Gill pleads with Abalone for some more time as he says no. Gill says he has new evidence as Tad brings in the sand, but Abalone then destroys the evidence as he is very cranky. He demands Gill to go get Angel and arrest her. At the club Gill and Krabby are at the bar as Angel starts to sing. Everyone cheers. Angel comes over to Gill as Krabby leaves. Angel flirts with Gill as he gives back the earring. Angel says she misplaced it. She then leads Gill backstage as she says she didn't kill Clam. Gill says he can't help her as they head out the club together as reporters surround her. They arrest Angel as Gill wants to help her. He walks down the street as he asks some people what they know. They don't say much as some jellyfish in a hat gives Gill some information. So at the police station some shrimp is talking to Goldie as Gill turns up as Tad gives him the new information. He calls the hotel as Goldie then butts in and says Pearl is asking for Gill. Gil then pretends to be calamari on the line to the casino widow as he tricks her. Calamari is in the club as the bouncer is sent to get a drink. Gil hits him over the head as he falls out of the building. The widow turns up to see calamari as they get into an argument. As the widow admits to killing her husband, she wants his money as calamari pushes a button under the table. Gil comes in as the widow is annoyed. She pulls out a gun as Gil saves the day as she shoots everywhere. The bouncer returns as Tad then turns up with the police as they arrest the widow as Gil wants to get calamari arrested but he has no evidence to arrest him. So Angel and Gil are talking as she thanks Gil for saving her. She says calamari is no friend as they kiss. Gil tells the camera they are just friends as Angel heads inside. She keeps suggesting naughty stuff as Gil heads away. He does a monologue as he heads to Pearl's diner as the episode ends. Next we have a fish out of water. So Gil is heading to Pearl's diner as he heads inside and grabs a seat next to Krabby. Pearl is annoyed at him as she says nothing ever changes. She says she has a new menu as Krabby likes it. Gil laughs as Pearl says Gil is very predictable. They argue again as she says she is bored of Gil. Gil says he can be unpredictable as he spins on a chair. Suddenly some new fish walks into the diner. He flirts with Pearl as Gil is annoyed at him. He then leaves as Pearl admires him. At the station Goldie is annoyed at Catfish as he can't open the drawer. He gets it open as he pulls out the treasure chest. Tad then arrives as he says he admires Catfish's look. Goldie then makes Catfish donate to her fund. Gil arrives as Goldie forces him to donate as well. Abalone comes out and says he has an announcement. He introduces us to the same fish as before as the other officers faint. He introduces him as Sea Base. He is the new inspector. Gil says he knows him as they had breakfast together. Goldie makes a dirty joke as Abalone then tells Gil Base will be his new partner. Gil is shocked as he says he has never had a partner before. Abalone says he will be his partner as Gil is annoyed. Base says he knows all about the case already as they square off. Base gives Goldie loads of money for her widow fund as they drive off together. Gil asks how he gets all his money as Base says he knows where to put his money. They then argue over Pearl as Base says she might want something new as they then arrive at the Shell Shack. They are looking for gold as calamari and his gang are talking about the new inspector. They arrive at the bar as Krabby isn't happy with his drink. Krabby can't believe he is the same guy who was at Pearl's earlier. Krabby asks where Base gets all his money from as Gil says he will figure out where he is getting it all from. All of a sudden Base stops calamari as he threatens him. Base throws calamari to the wall as Gil stops his bouncer. Gil explains calamari owns the joint, so lets him go. Base offers to buy him a drink as Angel turns up and flirts with him. The band plays as she then sings Big Spender. Base says he wants Pearl for breakfast then Angel for dinner. Calamari talks about bringing Base to his knees as they list ideas on how to do that. The bouncer suggests stupid ideas as Calamari wants Base taken down. So the newspaper boy is flogging his paper as crime is down thanks to Base. All the ladies are admiring Base. He is telling a story as he shows off his scars. They ask if he is single. Gil asks Tad for the latest file on Base as Tad says he is working with Base now. Base then shows off a letter he got from Angel as Gil says to give her his best. Base leaves as the phone rings. Gil picks it up as he says to Abalone that the operation is going down tonight. Base says he can't believe they are moving all that gold tonight. Gil says Base can come if he doesn't have anything better to do. Base says he can do the operation and still see Angel as he then heads off to phone his mother to wish her a happy birthday. Gil starts to get suspicious, so they arrive at the warehouse as they bust in as it is just some fish playing cards. They discover they are just holding some tins of chicken food. Abalone is annoyed as the reporters take loads of pictures. Catfish says he thought the operation was watertight as Gil says they have sprung a leak. So at the club the shark lawyer gives Calamari some information about Base. He laughs as Gil is walking down the street. He says Base is working for the bad guys. He arrives back at Pearl's as Base is still flirting with Pearl. Gil is feeling sad as he goes off. Pearl feels bad as Gil is trying to figure out what Base is doing. He says he must have done something when he phoned his mother. Gil remembers Bass said he was an orphan as he checks the notes. So at the station, Krabby and Goldie are talking about bets as Gil walks in and asks for abalone. He storms in as Gil wants to talk to him. Abalone doesn't want to talk to Gil as the officers agree with him as he is annoyed. He says to make it up with Bass. All of a sudden Goldie butts in to say they have a jumper as they head to Shell Shack. The reporter turns up as everyone watches on. Bass and Gil turn up as Bass says he doesn't want to go all the way up there. Gil talks to the reporter as they head upstairs. They see the bouncer on the flagpole as Gil wants Bass to help. Bass is scared as the officers wait for him to jump. Gil says he knows Bass moved the gold. Bass confesses as Pearl can't believe it. The bouncer asks what about him as Gil says he is in water. He lets go as he falls. He crashes the car as it opens up the trunk and it shows all the gold. Bass checks the mermaid statue as it is also gold. Gil explains how he solved it. They arrest Bass as Abalone is happy with Gil. Angel kisses Gil as he says he is a good cop. Angel flirts again as Calamari wakes up the bouncer with chocolate. He says Gil was predictable as Gil returns to the diner. Pearl says Gil was amazing as he has an item on the menu named after him. Gil gives her flowers as they make up. They kiss as Krabby scares off some customers. The episode ends. Finally we have Beauty's only fin deep. So we jump straight into the action as Gil says he knows crime and coffee as he avoids Weenie King and heads down to Pearl's. He says it is a great hangout place as Pearl says her and Gil are like an old married couple as she explains why she thinks that. The TV is on as the reporter says it is the beauty contest this weekend at Weenie King as Pearl can't believe it has been a year. They argue over the contest as Angel appears on the TV. Pearl says she doesn't deserve a slot on the show as Gil says to give her a chance. Pearl says everyone has taken her for a test drive. So Gil is at the police station as he walks in. Tad flirts with someone as Gil says she is a hooker. Gil sits down as the phone rings. Goldie is making a lot of noise as she answers the call. It is Angel. She talks about the beauty pageant as she then calls Gil and says she is in the bath and wants Gil to come over. Gil says no as Angel says she has gotten him a seat at the contest. Abalone comes out as says Goldie is using police property for personal gain. He then says the mayor has offered Abalone a slot as a judge on the contest. He gets angry at Gil as everyone sucks up to him. Catfish asks about Weenie King as they sing a silly song. Abalone is confused as Gil shows off his weenie whistle as Tad says he can't wait to see her at the beauty contest this year. Catfish says there might not be a contest this year as the Weenie King then walks into the station. They can't believe it as he says there are threats of violence. They ask if he has any enemies as he lists everyone it could be. Gil says everything will be safe as Abalone says him and Catfish will have to keep an eye on the contest. Gil asks Tad for a file on everyone as Tad says he wants to come to the contest. They look at the note as Gil arrives at the place. He sees all the fishes practicing for the contest as the set falls apart. He saves them as they all kiss him. So everyone arrives at the beauty contest as the reporter reports away. Abalone says Gil is on top of the issue. Mayor Cod arrives as he expands. He is unaware of the threats as Abalone escorts him in. Goldie is sitting at the front as Calamari comes in and sits behind her. Abalone asks if they know anything about the threats as the bouncer says they know nothing. Calamari shuts him up as Gil talks to the officers as he gives them the instructions to protect the place. The fishes are getting ready as they kiss Gil. Pearl is annoyed as Gil didn't know she was there. She brings some food as Angel then turns up as Pearl bumps into another fish. She says she is very beautiful as Angel is all over Gil. She says the winner gets to go out of town for a whole year. Pearl perks up as she wants to get rid of Angel. So everyone is clapping away as the shark introduces the show. The hot dog lady comes out as Gil saves her from getting crushed. Gil says she isn't the original hot dog lady as he then picks up the microphone and says everything will be okay as he then starts to tell jokes. The shark takes back over as the fish come out and perform. Pearl then scares Angel as she fixes her suit. She tells Angel to get out there and win. Angel performs for everyone as Pearl prays for Angel to win. The other fishes are answering questions as it is Angel's turn to answer the questions. Everyone is impressed as the Weenie King thanks Gil for protecting the contest. Gil says there is still a bad fish out there as he then asks what happened to the original hot dog lady. Weenie King says she got too old as the shark announces the results. Angel wins as she takes the crown. Gil can't believe Pearl's reaction as all of a sudden there is a bad guy's shadow. Gil calls Tad as he gives him the notes. He compares the writing of the hot dog lady as Angel is all over Gil. The reporter talks to Calamari as his lawyer shuts down the report. Calamari says he can't believe Angel is going to go out of town for a year. Gil asks Catfish if he spotted anyone bad as Tad starts to sniff everyone. Gil says he has a hunch as Krabby says goodbye to Angel. The Weenie King grabs Angel to make her give a speech as she wants to kiss everyone before leaving. Gil is still sniffing around as Tad asks who they are looking for. They catch the hot dog lady as she dashes off. They all chase her as she attacks them. It is revealed to be the original hot dog lady as she holds everyone hostage with a gun. Everyone boos the Weenie King for letting the hot dog lady go as she says she had loyal service. She says she is taking the Empire down as the lawyer gives them both his card. Gil tackles her as he arrests her. They all shout no more weenies as they throw food at him. He then changes his mind and wants her back after she has served her time. They take her away as Pearl pushes Angel to continue her speech. She flirts with Gil and Calamari once more as Goldie can't believe it. She says Pearl was so kind to her as she gives up the crown to second place. Everyone dances as back on the streets Gil is reading the newspaper. He says Pearl is upset that Angel gave up the crown as he heads back into the diner. Pearl is trying to still get Angel out of town as they kiss. The episode ends as the diner closes its doors. Krabby is annoyed. What is there to say about Fish Police? It is certainly something different to what we normally review on this channel. It was more aimed towards adults and it was very sexual at points. The stories were okay as it was normal cop-based stories. Whether that was stopping the bad guy or finding gold. It was all stuff we have seen before just with Fish. I'm unsure why they pulled it after 3 episodes in America. While it was nothing special, it wasn't bad either. However, saying that there is so much other stuff I rather watch than this. So it would be a pass on my end. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.